What's up, guys? It's Rey-Jay back with another video. And in this one, I want to break down what's happening with SPY, Tesla, and the overall markets. I'm going to break down some news about CPI and Donald Trump and what you should be watching for in the charts moving forward. Just know that I am not a financial planner, so make sure you take nothing I'm saying as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out my Moomoo link. If you deposit $100, you're guaranteed 5 free stocks. If you deposit $2,000, you're guaranteed 30. And my offer ends at the end of March. Anyways, as far as the market's going, I just want to mention that we have a nice accumulation structure trying to develop on SPY. But the problem so far is the fact that we haven't broken key resistance. We're still kind of struggling to break past, that the 563 to 565 area. But we haven't lost key support yet to start dipping. We're trying to gap up in the morning thanks to CPI. And we'll see if we get a continuation or not. So I'll talk more about this in just a few minutes. But let's talk about this. What's happening with CPI? Core CPI month over month is at 0.2%, a slight decrease and below expectations numbers. Core CPI year over year is at 3.1%. That's technically as expected and a slight decrease. All items CPI month over month is at 0.2%. That is below expectations. And then we also have all items year over year at 2.8% below expectations and technically a decrease. So this is the first time we got a decrease in both CPI and core CPI on a monthly basis. Not bad. We finally got that number. The targets are still technically above, the current Fed targets. We're still in the threes, but if anything, I just want to say that if anything, we're making some progress here. We're finally seeing a bit of a decrease, and this could be a good sign. Eventually, this will incentivize the Fed to cuts because, with unemployment starting to go up, with the economy once again starting to show some weakness, the Fed's going to be in a position to cut soon if we continue to see CPI decrease. But I think they're going to wait a little bit longer just to see what happens with Trump's tariffs and etc. But that's what we're seeing so far. Now, Donald Trump is increasing tariffs to 25% on steel and aluminum imports. As a result, the EU has announced that they want to increase tariffs on about $28 billion worth of U.S. goods. That's also going to be including textiles, home appliances, steel and aluminum, and a bunch of factors like that. So just keep that in mind. There's also news involving Trump and Elon Musk. Trump is once again very protective over Tesla. He wants to say that if anyone who vandalizes Tesla's property, they're going to basically face a lot of prosecution. Then Elon Musk talked about the robotaxi and how Tesla sales are going to double soon. So that's what's helping the share price to some extent. Besides that, I'm not seeing anything else that's as crazy. Once again, we're seeing a lot of news about Trump's tariffs at 25% on steel and aluminum imports that were in effect today. And then there's also a lot of talk about a ceasefire between Russia and Ukraine. Ukraine has agreed, and we're going to be waiting to see if Russia does agree eventually as well. And then finally, the last thing is we're waiting for the U.S. government, which could be passing a funding bill very soon. That could be very bullish. Possibly, that's going to probably go on up until like the end of the week. The bill is due by Friday, unless the government wants to avoid a government shutdown. They have to sign that very quickly. Anyways, as far as the market goes, we have a potential accumulation structure on SPY. However, I need to see SPY basically break resistance over here around this 565 area. If that breaks, we're going to 570, very close to 570. So we'll be watching to see if we can break past that resistance. If we end up losing support around this 559.6 to about 560 area, then we could be dipping back down towards 556 and eventually the lower 550s. So could go either way. We do have a nice inverse head and shoulders, nice accumulation attempt, but we have to see which way SPY goes. Break 565 or more bullish, lose 560 or more bearish. We're in the middle right now. It tried to break out, but now it's kind of struggling to break resistance. It hasn't lost support yet, but it's just in the middle. So SPY is looking kind of indecisive up here. The QQQ pumped very nicely to 480. If we could break and hold above 480, we're looking for an attempt for 485. If we end up failing, and if we lose 475, we could turn back down towards 470. So it could go either way for now. We're going to be watching to see if the market truly wants to bounce yet, or if it's going to take a little bit longer to get some kind of bounce. For now, I would warn you to be careful, be very cautious with the QQQ, especially as we're going to be gapping up. So there's going to be a big gap up when we open. We're up 1.5% right now, and we'll see what kind of reaction we get. We tried to push the resistance at 480. We have not been able to crack past it yet, so we'll see. On the Russell 2000, it's not looking too good. We formed a giant wick. We pumped and dumped. You need to see this get back above at least 205 to remain bullish. If we can't, this may dip back down for 202.5. If 201.96 fails, this we're dipping back down to 200, so be careful. The Russell's looking kind of weak. ES has two resistances and one support. If we could break past 5680, ES is going to be launching for the 5700s. If we lose 5600, we could turn back down towards 5580 or below. We're in between these. It is trying to push here, but like I said, until we see which way this breaks, we're still technically in the middle. I want to see this break 5680 to really start pushing. Otherwise, we're just stuck in between these levels. Same thing with NQ. You want to see it break 19,800 to break past 20,000 plus. If we lose 19,500, we could turn back down. This could be trying to push higher, so give it some time. For Bitcoin, we have an inverse head and shoulders like structure. Looks decent, but I want to see this break past 85,000 to really start pushing. That's where we have previous, support becoming resistance. Break 85,000, we're going to push more. Lose 82,250, we could turn back down. So we're in the middle right now, but this has some potential. Nice structure so far. For Nvidia, I want to see it break past 115 to push more. If we end up losing 112.67, it could be dipping back down to 110. There is potential for this, in my personal opinion. Tesla's looking more bullish with all this bullish news about the cyber cab and then the stuff Elon Musk is saying about the US sales doubling. That's helping the share price. So if Tesla turns back down, loses 240 and 235, I will be concerned. But as long as we're above 240, we could be attempting for 248 to 250. And then if we could break 250, we're going to remain even more bullish. The share price looks bullish for now, but then we'll see what happens in case the market does dip or not. We could be looking for an attempt to push on Tesla nonetheless, but just be careful. For Apple, break 223, then we're looking for an attempt to get back up to about 225. If we end up losing 220, we could be dipping back down towards like 217. There is still upside potential nonetheless. For coin, we look a bit more bullish. If we lose 190, we're looking for a dip to 184. If we break 200, we're looking for 203 plus. We're in the middle, but I do see some upside potential nonetheless, so just keep that in mind. For Amazon, we're looking bullish. Nice accumulation right here. I want to see us get back above 200.4. As long as that holds, we could be pushing for 204. If we end up losing 200.4, we're looking for a dip to 198, but we just look more bullish. Meta's looking bullish. As long as we're above 623, we're looking for an attempt for 635. If we lose 620, we're looking for 612 again. If we turn back down, it still looks a little bit more bullish. Microsoft is in the middle. I want to see it break 385 to push for 388. That's more bullish if we break that. If we lose 382, we could be dipping to 380 or below. That will turn us back down. For Google, we're in the middle. Break 170.8, we're bullish. Lose 160 when we turn back down. We're in the middle. We have a potential inverse head and shoulders, though, so we'll see how it goes. But overall, I think that we're stuck in between these levels, so just give it some time. With that being said, I thank you all so much for listening. Keep in mind that as far as the VIX goes, we do have these gaps to fill below, but there's no confirmation yet that the VIX is just going to continue to reject. We'll see if it bounces or not because the market's at resistance and we haven't really broken out yet. We're in between support and resistance. Will SPY end up losing 560 to start turning back down, or does SPY break past 565 to really start pumping? We're in the middle now, so we have to give this some more time. Even if we do get some kind of like dip again, that does not mean the market's done for. We could still see another, big move up if we end up getting like a ceasefire from Russia and Ukraine, and then we have the funding bill coming. So we have to give this some time to develop. I do think this is looking kind of dippy. Could come down to fill that gap, but we haven't lost key support and we haven't broken resistance yet. We're stuck in the middle, so give the market some time. That's it for this one. Thank you for listening and peace out.